Hi, I'm John Apolloni, Director of FSG and Hub Business Solutions. Recently, we attended the Xero Roadshow in Sydney and found out what's new with Workflow Max. Hi, good morning. We're here today with Tim, Sales Manager for Workflow Max. Tim, can you tell me a little bit about what is Workflow Max?
So Workflow Max is a Xero-owned job management solution, and basically it's all about taking a job right from the initial quote through to an invoice whilst adding your time and cost. And that's at its, I suppose, its most simplest or most core part of the product, but there is a whole lot of stuff around that. So it also has project management functionality, collaboration tools inside. You can record all your costs, raise purchase orders, and manage projects in a really effective way.
So what would be your target business for Workflow Max? What's the sort of ideal client for Workflow Max?
Yeah, so there's three main umbrella groups, I suppose, of where our clients fall into. So firstly is creative agencies. Creative agencies include graphic designers, web designers, marketing agencies, and those guys all record their time and cost and invoice that out. We've also got professional services. So when you're thinking about those guys, they're engineers, architects, surveyors, IT and business consultants, HR consultants, and they fall in that professional services field. And the third one is building and construction. So guys that are doing project work, trades-based businesses that, again, raising purchase orders for materials, tracking labour and invoicing those out.
So Workflow Max, you've indicated that it goes right from the initial quote.
Yep.
So it manages leads as well?
It does, manages leads as well. So you can take a lead, record the information about that lead, quote the lead, or provide a quote to that lead. And once that lead has accepted the quote, it'll then turn that into a job. You can then go and add your time and cost and invoice that out. Okay, and does it have facility to prompt you to follow up leads? Yes, it does. Yep. So I've got a whole lot of stuff in there around activities that you can do around leads, prompting different staff members within the business to manage and to take ownership of the new work or the new business development that's happening. You can also capture all your notes about the lead as well. So conversations you've had, what they need in terms of deliverable for the project, so that you can use that information to build out that quote, and then obviously prompt yourself as a reminder to go and follow them up to make sure that they're going to accept it. Now, I've got a couple of clients who are using Workflow Max, and it's a very flexible product in that you can create a lot of templates. You can design it to suit your own business, your own industry. Yep. What are some of those design features? Yeah, so effectively it is a bit of a blank canvas, and that's where the flexibility comes in. So basically a job's made up of two main elements, and first one's being tasks, and that's where you record your time. So they're the activities that you record your time against. Could be admin, could be project management, could be design, depending on the type of industry. And you can actually create those tasks yourselves and build them into a job, so that you can create your own job, your own workflow into the system. The second element is costs. So costs are anything that may be third party, subcontractors, materials, tools that we may have used or hired equipment to actually deliver that job. And again, you can build all of those costs into the system so that they're completely flexible and it's exactly what you want to use. Terrific. And one of the features that I quite like about Workflow Max is that when you do set a job up, you can also set individual tasks and milestones. So as a team member or someone's working on a job, they can tick it off to say, yes, they've completed each stage. And how complicated is that to set up? Not very. So as long as you know exactly what you want to record your time against, you know what those tasks are, all you have to do is enter those into the system. You can even template them as well, so you can create what we call a job template, which is a collection of tasks and even costs and milestones if you want. Apply that template and then it just populates everything into that job for you and just go tick, 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 and you're done. Right, and obviously the important part of any job is sending a bill out and collecting it. Can you do interim bills with Workflow Max? Yeah, absolutely. So raise progress claims. It could be based on a percentage of the original quote. It could be based on a fixed dollar amount as well. It could be based on just the original estimate if you want it to do a stage of a project or invoice a stage of a project out. So it's very flexible in terms of how you want to raise those progress claims, and you can raise as many as you like throughout the project. Yeah. Terrific features. I really do like the product itself. And it is cloud-based, which means it's scalable. And in the fact that it's scalable, there are a whole range of different subscription platforms that
that a user could get involved with?
Yeah, absolutely. So we tier it based on users. So we've got a single user account starts at $25 a month, 3 users at $49, 10 users at $99 a month, and then it scales right back from there. So 20 users at $149, and then we've got an unlimited plan at $199. So no matter how many people you've got over 20, you'll always only pay the $199 a month.
Yeah. The other feature I quite like about Workflow Max is that it has the ability, because it is cloud-based, you can attach documents and you can attach emails, so it's very job-centric. Are there limitations to what you can attach to the product overall?
Yeah, so we give you a 25 gigabyte limit in terms of those documents that go up there. Our notes are unlimited, so it doesn't matter how many notes you capture, that's all good. It's all about the document space. So 25 gig, some businesses will eat that up fairly quickly, so we do have connections with other document management systems such as Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, SharePoint Online, so that you can actually use a purpose-built document management system alongside Workflow Max to create a complete solution for the business.
And in that complete solution, I do agree with it, because I've seen clients basically totally get rid of all their Excel spreadsheets that manage jobs and create timing, and everything is now centric in the one product, being Workflow Max. Yep. And that's the aim, I gather?
Yeah, absolutely. So these businesses revolve around doing jobs for clients. That's their livelihood. So if you keep everything around a job, but you've got different systems that help you manage that, you do get a complete and holistic solution for those businesses.
Terrific. Now, it's a great product now, but are there any developments that we can look forward to in the future?
Yeah, so the user interface for Workflow Max has been something that's been anticipated for a couple of years. That is going to be released towards the end of November. So you'll have an opt-in for clients to be able to basically upgrade the product to start making it look like Xero. It is a Xero-owned product, and basically the team have been going through and making it look like Xero. So you'll get a really consistent feel and really consistent user experience between Workflow Max and the core Xero app.
And you've raised a really important point. It's owned by Xero, but not only is it owned by Xero, it integrates with Xero. Can you tell me how it integrates and to what extent?
Yeah, so there's a number of points that it integrates with Xero, especially in Australia with payroll. So firstly, invoicing, obviously, whether you're raising progress claims or final invoices, that'll go straight, once you've raised those and approved those, it'll shoot straight through to Xero. Now, once you've marked those invoices off as paid in Xero and marked them off against the bank feeds and done your bank rec, that will also mark off as paid back in Workflow Max. Purchase orders. So once you've raised a purchase order, obviously the supplier will give you their invoice. You can receipt that purchase order in Workflow Max. That'll shoot through as a bill into Xero, ready for payment to that supplier, and again ready for account reconciliation. Employee timesheets will also shoot through for payroll purposes. So you've got your employees filling out timesheets, they go across into Xero payroll, and as it's doing that, it's also updating all client and supplier information in Xero as well.
Terrific. So, is there, in a nutshell, what would you say are the key features three key features that Workflow Max for businesses?
Yeah, so probably the top 3 features, definitely time tracking and expense tracking. That's the big one for job costing purposes. Flexibility around invoicing, so whether you're raising progress claims or final invoices, you've got flexibility there. And the third one there, I'd say, would be the visibility over. I suppose the main feature is about taking from a lead right through to that invoice. So having one system that does all of that rather than a segmented systems that you might not speak to each other properly.
Right. I was going to end there, but actually I've got a couple of more questions, if I might.
No worries.
Now, you've indicated that timesheets get pushed through. So obviously that means that, as I'm well aware, that you set all of your employees up in Workflow Max. They record their times on all their jobs.
Yep.
What are some of the features in regards to time management? How the reporting? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So a number of things we can look at in terms of time management. So you can set up estimated time for jobs, so how long we think the job is going to take, and we can allocate that to different staff members. So across all of the jobs that they've been allocated to, we actually get an indication of how long they should be working for a day and get an indication of their capacity. So we'll always know there's tools in the system. It's called the staff allocation tool. Basically shows you how many hours they should be working for a day, and as you scroll through the days, weeks, months, you'll find out where you've got some capacity for them to take on more work and for the business to take on more work. You've also got the ability to have a look at what they're doing on a week-to-week basis. Based on the tasks that you've allocated them, so what they should be working on and what they're actually delivering as part of that. You can then take that back through to productivity analysis. So how productive have my staff members been based on that estimated time? Did Bill It was supposed to take 10 hours to do this task. He took 20 hours. He's only working at 50% efficiency, and we can measure all of that in the system through reports.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Well, Tim, thank you very much for your time.
Not a problem.
And I look forward to talking with you again soon.
Cheers. Thanks, John.
Bye for now.
Cheers.
So, to get your business in the cloud with Xero or its add-on partners, just click the link. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos.